Hey everyone, I'm Matt Burton. You may know me as the creator of The Playground, or the guy that screamed Sally in the film Arctic Blast, or you may know me as the guy that tried to make watching hardcore porn in slow motion on mute while playing soft rock in the background famous back in the year 2008. It never got famous and no one actually knows me from that, but it's really good, so please give it a go. Well, today I'm here to sing you a song about the progression of a radio series I'm trying to get funding for through a crowdsourcing website called Pozible. You see, a couple of years ago I ran away from a life that was beginning to make me depressed and artistically unsatisfied. I ended up in northern Thailand where I built a house, and before long it became a living hell where on more occasions than one I cried for most of the night while contemplating cutting off my arm with a machete. I worked each day at my desk with the intention of completing a film script about a young married couple dealing with life after a tragic accident on their honeymoon, leaving one of them disabled. Like many things that I'd attempted in solitude, I lacked the belief in myself to complete such a project. Instead, I ended up writing a 6-part radio series based on comedy scribblings I've been jotting down for the previous 5 years. This ended up seeming like a worthwhile endeavour, as the feedback I got from many people that read the play in its early stages was very positive. In late 2010, after brief stints in a Thai jail where I sang soft rock songs to inmates, a squad in California where my life was threatened from an old guy just out of prison that had taken acid for the first time, and in Californian redwood forests hiding from the ever-disappointed park ranger called Steve, I came home to Tasmania with the intention of recording the series in 2011. I decided in the meantime to get back to stand-up comedy, to do what I could to build a reputation in the hope that it would help with the production and success of the play. I had the most unsuccessful solo show tour I've ever heard of up the east coast of Australia, which landed me in Queensland. Without any money or a newfound audience, I slowly hitchhiked back down to Tassie via a stop off at a strawberry field to make some money. After being advised by several peers, I emailed someone I thought to be a supporter of my work in Tasmania in the hope that he could point me in the right direction of someone who might wish to co-produce the show. I had no reply. I decided from a tent on a strawberry farm a couple of weeks later to apply for an arts grant in Tasmania. I had much help from my friend, but my application was unsuccessful. 6 months later, struggling from loneliness and living in harsh conditions, it began to take its toll. Although my time picking strawberries was quite fulfilling, I was still not convinced to enter the workforce, but to allow more time to be spent on artistic endeavours, living like a bum if necessary. After a brief stint in Brisbane, please never go to Brisbane, I was about to give up comedy, burn the radio play and focus on poetry and screenplays. I had future plans and many projects in my head constantly, but I always felt that I could not move on until this radio play was finished. I began hating the idea of the radio play and blamed it for standing in the way of me getting on with my life and my growing sense of unhappiness regarding living. I would try time and time again to convince myself that it wasn't worth doing, and as soon as I get close I'd have friends that would change my mind and implore that it needed to be finished. Although I have somewhat hated this project, I do believe that it is probably the best comedic thing I've written to date, and the cast and crew involved are more than capable of making the show something that I'm sure will find success. Before I sing this song, I want to let people know that I've pledged money already, that your generosity has honestly been overwhelming and has been more inspirational than anything since the project's conception. If this thing happens, it will be because of you that it succeeds. Finally, here it is, the song that is called An Honest Reflection of how the Pozible project is going.